Hey guys, welcome Shielded Voices for your midweek update. This will be update number 2 that we've done so far. And I'm curious to see if you guys are enjoying the midweek updates, if they're valuable. I know I've only seen, 2 handfuls of views on the midweek updates. So if you listen, give us a like. Brian, howdy.
How's it going, man? It is. It's definitely midweek. I guess the snow's coming. It's supposed to be like
4 to
midnight.
8 inches.
So, I haven't heard that. Really?
For me, at least, yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, but you live. I mean, like, you're almost in the mountain range of the coast. Like,
I could throw a rock at the mountains, sure.
Yeah, well, you could throw a rock at the beach.
That's true.
I mean, you're not on the beach.
The mountains out here.
Right. The only thing that separates you from the ocean is the mountain range right there.
Yes, correct.
How long does it take you to drive to the beach? If you were to pull out of your driveway, let me just take a guess. And I'm not talking cop driving. I mean regular driving. I'm going to say 40 minutes.
45, yeah.
Yeah? All right. Yeah, from my house, it's 2 hours.
Fuck that.
I don't go to the beach, dude.
Well, I was looking last week, like, yeah, we should go to the mountains. Now I got a new pickup. Then I look, I'm like, 2.5 hours. Never mind. Too far.
The mountain on my side of town?
Yes.
Yeah. See, for me, and the opposite. I'm 40 minutes from Timberline Lodge.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe. And it's perfect. And we're not, last I knew, we're not even supposed to get the snow that you guys are looking at on the west side.
Yeah. I just realized.
Really paid much attention.
Just realized how long of a tangent we've been on talking about the weather. That's fine.
Like a couple 2 old men sitting on the porch with nothing else to do.
Coffee.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about what we got coming up Sunday. We got part 2 of Rob Pointer, right?
We do. Yep. Part 1 dropped last week, so if you haven't caught up or have not listened to part 1, make sure you do before part 2.
Yeah, for sure. What's super cool is Rob's going to get into on this second one. We've kind of alluded to it. This foundation called the Siren Project. Their facilitators were actually featured on the February 2nd episode of 60 Minutes. So they're getting a lot of traction. In the article I read, it's, for the record, it's not the Siren Project that was featured on 60 Minutes, but the facilitators, the plant medicine shaman, and the facilitators that do all the work down there were on 60 Minutes with a group of 9 veterans. So it's a pretty cool article I read, watched the video. It sounds like even the DoD, Department of Defense, they're starting to do some trials with plant-based medicine for PTSD and everything that encompasses that. It's obviously going to be a long road for that, but it looks like it's getting some traction.
Yeah, absolutely. And for those of you that don't know, Siren Project stands for Supporting Initial Responders with Entheogenic Networking.
Perfect. I don't even know what entheogenic means, but
pretty sure it has to deal with plant medicine.
I would guess. But yeah, man, definitely tune in. Like I said, Rob is he's a 10. He's just such a good dude. I really, really hope I get to meet him in person and not just on video one day. I just got this feeling we're going to hit it off. I got this feeling.
I agree. Going back and listening to part 2 when Brian and I were editing it, some of the things he was saying, talking about Siren Project, were completely legitimate. And then he would go down this path of how these medicines were administered.
They scrape the venom off the back of the toad, it dries up, and then you smoke it in a crystal meth pipe.
What the fuck? Like, I know.
Yes.
Yeah, man, it was nuts. Like, I can say even after the education I've got from him, I'm still a hard no, dude. Like, I'm a chicken shit. Not because I'm against it. I make no mistake. Like, I know people that have done similar therapies, and these are people that I love and trust. I'm just too much of a chicken shit to go to face those demons like that. I'll admit it. I'm a coward. I'm not doing it, man. Nope. Never been high. Don't want to be high. I'm good. Nope.
Yeah. Well, Rob portrays it in a bright light. So it was very interesting to hear, and I'm excited for you guys to hear it too.
Yeah, for sure. And
then this week we're interviewing Janine. She's the CEO of Canines for Freedom and Independence.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
That will be. Look at some background on her. Looks like she's got a background in law enforcement, a pretty extensive background in law enforcement, and has continued heart for first responders and helping out, kind of like what we're doing here on Shielded Voices, right? Just trying to get messages out and just be there for people. It'll be, we got a lot of cool stuff coming up. A lot of cool stuff. I'm super stoked for that, but. Yeah, don't forget, like I said, like Mitch was saying, part 2, February 9th. Be ready for part 2 of Rob Pointer and him talking about the Siren Project, because this is where he kind of does that deep dive into what that is, what it looks like, what to expect when you go there. It's not I tease, it's not like you're not going down there and partying with drugs. It's a pretty deep dive into a personal psyche to clear that shit out, and it's pretty awesome. So definitely tune in, hear the rest of his journey. And then what's super cool, like you, Mitch, his wife was a dispatcher for the same county.
Yep.
Kind of like with you and your wife. And in talking to Rob yesterday, hopefully in the next month or so, we're going to have Rob and his wife on, so we can hear her side of things, not only from the dispatcher point of view, but man, dispatching your own husband and seeing the changes in your husband with PTSD and the anger issues. So it'll be cool. I'm ready.
Sorry, I've been sick.
Yeah, as you hack your brains out, you're going to have to edit that shit.
Oh, we keep it in. Fuck it. I think Rob and his wife, it'll be good having that dynamic and being able to let other people kind of listen to it, because being married to a dispatcher, it's hard to tell other people what it's truly like. I go home and I'll tell her a story, and it's a terrible story. She's not affected by it. Regular spouses may be affected by it. So I'm interested in this interview.
Yeah, me too. Your wife gave some perspective when we were all kind of chatting. I think we were chatting offline. It was last week or a few days ago, and how she really makes a point to not see what number you are, not see where you're working, just because she's got a job to do and doesn't want to be hyper focused on her husband. Now, I'm sure if she heard you screaming like a little girl, which happens a lot with you, let's be honest,
frequently,
like every day, like, oh my God, signal 2, Jesus, like, yeah, that's typical for you. I'm kidding.
They still get away, right?
Right? Yeah. Oh, fuck chasing people. Dude, chasing people? Nope. Be like, and they're running. Okay, going to get coffee. Bye. But I think there's something to be said for the fact that your wife does that. Like she teases you about it and was being funny, but I think there's a reason why, so she can focus on her job and not just her husband while he's working.
Right. It's the bigger picture. With her doing that, she doesn't focus on me. She focuses on whatever radio she's working, officer safety.
Me.
She's not worried about me. She's worried about everyone else working around me, because she knows I can take care of myself. Right.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. And like, like Deborah Green was saying, like dispatchers, they take ownership of us. The good ones do. There are some that don't, I'm sure. But it's pretty interesting to hear even Deborah's story about how she does take ownership of her people, her babies, as she calls them.
Yeah, her guys.
Yeah. Yep. So with that, man, I say, tune in this coming Sunday. It'll get dropped at some point on Sunday. Most of you probably will listen Monday morning, but like Mitch said, please like, subscribe, follow. Once again, we are not getting paid. No guest is getting paid. And I want to say, Mitch and I both want to say, just a massive thank you to those of you that are listening, because none of this is even possible if we don't have people listening.
Absolutely.
And spreading the word. You know what I mean? Put it on social media accounts, spread. If something touches you, put it on your Facebook if you wouldn't mind, or whatever social media you use, just to help get the word out. Not for us, but for listeners around the country.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Thank you again so much for your support.